Hello, my name is Joshua Zeiber. Welcome to the Film at 11 podcast. My co-host this week is my 11-year-old son, Thomas.
Hi.
Go!
A viewer commented that review channels don't grow as much as they used to, while reaction channels are what people actually watch today.
We are going down!
Honestly, I think that's a fair observation. However, giving it some thought, that's just not what I want this to be. I started this podcast as a way to hopefully get my children to think about and engage with movies in a more deliberate and thoughtful way than just, woo, or yeah, or worse, bro.
Whoa! This is so much fun, it's freaky!
For me, I find that most reaction videos have become a very performative thing where people exaggerate their reactions to draw attention to themselves and help monetize their channels. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a conversation, not just about what we liked or didn't like, but why we liked or didn't like it. So, with all that explained and out of the way, Thomas, this week we're watching Armageddon.
Bro.
Thomas, we've just come back from watching Armageddon, a movie about the end of the world. This movie was about 2.5 hours long, and you asked for a bathroom break about 2 hours in, a half an hour before the end of the movie, and I swear you looked so exhausted by that point. Is that an accurate assessment of how you felt watching this movie? Yeah. And how did you feel by the end?
Like I wanted to, leave.
Yes, just get out of there. Yeah, this movie is very draining, and it's a very draining experience. It's yeah. So, Thomas, you noticed, of course, who directed this movie.
Michael Bay.
Yes, and this is not the first Michael Bay movie you've seen. It's not your first exposure to Bayhem.
Yeah.
You have watched all five of his Transformers movies, so you're familiar with his style. That said, this may be the most Michael Bay of Michael Bay movies, in my opinion, because it's just everything that he loves to put into a movie. It's explosions and more explosions and more explosions and lots of crazy things happening and then more explosions and then just random stuff and stupid humor and craziness and then more explosions on top of that. All crammed in together. Way more explosions than you really need in a movie with this plot, which is about one asteroid coming to Earth, and yet he somehow works in space stations exploding and cities getting demolished and everything before the asteroid even gets to Earth. Thomas, this movie is technically rated PG-13, but as we had started it up on the streaming service, I gave a little warning about all the things that it is noted as PG-13 for, including nudity, violence, foul language, and sexual content. Did I perhaps pick a movie that was inappropriate for you?
Probably.
Of those, which do you think was the most prominent? The foul language, I think.
I thought the sexual content.
There was a little bit of that in there. Yeah. So, Thomas, what about this movie did you think was the most awesome?
None of it.
Let me ask you this way. What about this movie was the most ridiculous?
Probably, well, I mean...
All of it?
The plot.
I mean, other than all of it.
The plot.
The plot, yes.
Why did they have to go to space and drill a hole? Like, just launch every single nuke you have at it. Like, it's not that hard, bro.
I mean,
it's not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, the movie does put up some semblance of explaining that away at the beginning, but it sounds like a lot of nonsense. And yeah, I mean, for me, the most ridiculous thing in this movie is just the basic idea that it's much too difficult to train astronauts to how to drill a hole. So the best thing you need to do is train a bunch of oil miners how to fly the space shuttle in 2 weeks. That's much easier than training a highly skilled astronaut how to drill a hole. That was probably the most ridiculous aspect of this movie.
Yeah.
But really the whole thing is just silly. I mean, scientific accuracy goes out the window almost immediately with this. Yeah. The whole plan of blowing up this asteroid before it reaches Earth seems like a really bad plan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Michael Bay be working in how many how to make a big boom boom.
Yeah, how to make big booms. I mean, and we already see earlier in the movie what happens when even small pieces of this asteroid fall to Earth first, and they like destroy a whole city. He completely wipes out Shanghai and Paris, and yeah, so they blow up the whole asteroid. They split it in half right before, like seconds before it reaches Earth, and there's no debris from that's going to hit the Earth. I mean, I would think that would have like 10 million pieces of debris that are just going to rain down and completely wipe out every city in the world. Yeah. So this movie is, I mean, I think it doesn't even pretend to make any sense, which is kind of par for the course for Michael Bay. He doesn't really care about things being logical. He just cares about stuff exploding, and there's plenty of explosions in this. Also, for some reason, I would like to know why the rovers on the spacecraft, that when they land on the asteroid, the rovers that they drive around on, why do they have machine guns?
Yeah, I agree.
That's not explained. And why does the pilot have a pistol? Like, what's he supposed to do with the pistol? What was he planning to do with the pistol?
It's a gun.
Yes.
I don't think guns work in zero gravity.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Or machine guns. The movie has a lot of dumb humor. It has a lot of just confusing action in the Michael Bay style, where everything is just like frantically moving around, and he cut, editing. Shaky cam. Yeah, he's just editing frantically in every scene. His camera is always too tight on the action. You can't really ever see exactly what's happening.
At some points in the movie, I literally had no idea what was going on.
I would say that's true of most of the movie. Like, I mean, even not just the action scenes, but he just films even regular dialogue scenes that way, where there's just like, he makes them incoherent, but that is his style. It is something he does deliberately because he likes it that way. And yeah, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not sure. What did you think? Did you think this one worked or didn't work?
I think it did not work.
It did not work, yeah. One interesting fact about this movie, Thomas, is that it was released in 1998. And for some reason, 1998 was a year of big asteroids crashing down to Earth movies. This movie was released almost simultaneously with another big summer blockbuster called Deep Impact, which had more or less the same plot as this. I think that one was technically a comet rather than an asteroid was going to crash to Earth. But yeah, then it had like space shuttles that had to fly up and knock it off course or something. When they came out, Deep Impact, I think, was generally regarded as being the better of the two movies, meaning that it was less aggressively stupid than this one. But that's not to say that it isn't also pretty stupid. I don't think that movie holds up too well either these days. And very hilariously, at the time, even though people would, if you asked them about it, if they saw both and you asked them which one was better, they probably would have said Deep Impact. Armageddon made way more money than Deep Impact. Like, people went to see this movie. This was a huge blockbuster hit. Because Michael Bay was just on fire at that time, and people wanted to see his movies, and it's I don't think it's so good. I don't think it was ever good, to be honest, and I don't think people really expected it to be good. But but it is very Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas, what did you think of the animal cracker scene? Was that your favorite scene in the movie?
Sure. I don't have words to express it. Definitely the cringiest scene in the movie.
Definitely,
Made
yes.
me cringe. across the room.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that scene was one of the heroes of the movie, AJ, who's played by Ben Affleck. And what were you telling me about AJ in the movie? Other than that scene.
The plot armor.
The plot armor, exactly. He was unkillable. No matter what happened to him, his space shuttle of the 2 space shuttles they sent up, his crash landed and everybody else died, but yet he survived somehow on an asteroid all by himself. Well, I guess technically a couple other guys survived with him, but most of the crew was killed. But yeah, he had some super plot armor there and just couldn't be killed. Yeah, there's a lot of craziness in this movie. The whole idea that these are the guys who would be chosen to save the Earth was pretty silly. This crew was pretty ridiculous. Was there anything else about this movie that you thought was just too absurd?
All of it.
All of it. Okay, nothing specific?
I mean, the fact that when the first asteroid landed in New York, it landed right on top of this guy and his dog, and they survived. But then other guy, he just died.
Right, yeah, a little meteorite crashed to Earth, and it smushed this one dude, but the dog that was like right at his leg barking at him totally lived, because you can't kill the dog.
You can't kill the dog. The dog's plot armor was necessary.
That dog had perhaps even stronger plot armor than Ben Affleck. All right, did you recognize the actor who played the main character in the movie, Harry Stamper? Do you know what movie you saw him in before that I know we've watched together? Not for this podcast, but I know you've seen another movie with him. Not coming to you? What if I told you his character's name was Corbin Dallas? Does that ring a bell? No? Okay. The actor's name is Bruce Willis, and he was the lead in The Fifth Element. Yes, Bruce Willis.
At one point, I thought he was the Lego Batman voice actor for some reason.
No, he does not. But
one line sounded.
He does have a kind
like
of a gruff voice. Yeah. No, Bruce Willis is or at least was. Unfortunately, he's in poor health these days. But he was, especially at this time, a huge action movie star. One of the biggest action movie stars in the world. He was in the Die Hard franchise. He was in just a ton of other action movies. And he's really good at doing that type of role. And I thought he was good in this. The kind of interesting thing about this movie is that it, for being such a dumb movie, it has a really great cast of actors who are, a lot of them were very famous at the time, and most of them very famous now, because this movie was a product not just of Michael Bay, but also his producer was a guy named Jerry Bruckheimer, who was famous for making blockbuster movies. And Bruckheimer had a lot of clout in the industry where he could just get any actor he wanted to be in his movies. And one of the things he tried to do was put good actors into even movies that were ridiculous and didn't deserve them. So we've got Bruce Willis, we've got Steve Buscemi, we've got Michael Clark Duncan and Peter Stormare and William Fichtner and Owen Wilson and Will Patton and Ben Affleck. And these are, those names, Billy Bob Thornton. A lot of those names may not mean anything to you right now at 11, but a lot of those guys you'll see in other movies later on. And they're really great actors usually, even though in this movie they are asked to go pretty far over the top. Especially Peter Stormare, who played the Russian cosmonaut, who was just given a really hammy performance there. But someday you'll watch a movie called Fargo with him in it, and you'll have a very different opinion of him. But yeah, that was Jerry Bruckheimer's doing. Jerry Bruckheimer, of movies you've seen, he produced the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. So he's just known for making big, huge blockbuster action movies too. And he just has the power in the industry to get whoever he wants to be in them. And so that's kind of one of the more fun parts of this movie, for me anyway, as someone who recognizes all those actors. That said, this movie also has Liv Tyler in it, who played the girlfriend. And I mean, Liv Tyler's a good actress. I have nothing against her personally, but her character in this movie is, how would you describe the girlfriend character in this movie? She's a little annoying in this movie, isn't she? Yeah, I think that's just the writing for her. Her character was not very well written. She wasn't given much to do, and she just comes across as kind of annoying. And that animal cracker scene, I mean, yikes.
Not the animal crackers.
All right, Thomas. So when it comes down to it, if on our rating scale for this podcast over W&L, when it comes down to it, what would you rate Armageddon?
An L.
This is an L for you, one of your rare L's. All right.
I think it's one of the more stronger L's.
A stronger L. Wow.
But mostly because how hilariously bad it is.
Yeah. I mean, I had seen this movie before and had a very similar reaction, but yet somehow I felt compelled to watch it again and to force you to sit through it. And I think that sometimes a really bad movie can be really fun. And, we recently watched Robot Jocks, which I think was a bad movie, but yet we both enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And that was a W for you. This one, I get coming down on the L side of things. Like, this isn't a movie I'm going to watch very often, but there's something about it that it's just so ridiculous that it's kind of interesting on that level. But the hard part of this movie is how long it is.
Yeah.
It is brutally long, and it goes on forever, and every scene is an action scene. I mean, even the scenes that are just characters standing or talking to each other, or everybody screaming and yelling. And
Like after they were about to launch into space, I asked how much longer it was, and there's an hour left, and
Yeah, we were like, it was halfway through the movie at that point. He's like, is this over yet? No, kiddo. Yeah, and there's just pointless action scenes just for having more actions. Like the whole thing with the space station that blew up. Like, there was no need for that space station to blow up. That was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Bay felt that he needed to have another action scene right at that moment. He needed another boom boom right at that moment because he hadn't had enough of them. So,
little boom boom.
Yes.
More boom boom.
So this is an L for you. I totally get it. Do you think, though, even despite it being an L, you would ever watch it again?
Maybe,
yeah. We'll see how you feel.
Force my kid to sit through it.
Yeah, we'll see how you feel when you have kids and you want to force them to watch something silly.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's as much as we need to say about Armageddon. We've talked for quite a while here. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And for a grown-up take on movies, visit videofileblog.com.
Like and subscribe.
Be sure to catch our next episode because you don't want to miss a thing. Okay. What are you going to talk about first? Really? You've got to... I need you to prepare next time. You need to prepare in advance about things you want to talk about. Okay? We're not going to watch masterpieces like this. Okay, alright, stop doing what you're doing. Alright, sit properly. Alright. Well, we have just returned from watching... Did you just pick your nose on camera? For real?
I itched my nose. I had an itch right here.
Wow. Okay.
Mean.
Take
No. I didn't.
Alright, try again. Well, let's see there. We just started talking about... I made my nose itch. Thanks so much.
Wow.
Okay. Alright, here we go.